Good evening, sir.
So it's now 4 past 1, and already we are seeing participants approx 1850. So I think we can start the session.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, a very good afternoon to Dr. Rajiv Ranjan Sinha, President, Patliputra Sahodaya School Complex, and to all the participants for today's training program on enhancing life skills through problem solving. I hope all of you can hear me. If you can hear me, please write yes in the chat box. And in today's meeting or training, we will be using the chat box a few times. And I hope that all of us will make it a two-way process, because sometimes it's not only the trainer who trains, but it is also the trainer who gets trained from the participants, because each and every teacher has got unique experience with the students, and which he or she has solved in an unique way. So that is what we are going to do, enhancing life skills through problem solving. You will come to realize during the course of this training is that each life skill has a dominant feature. Okay, how many life skills are there? There are 10 life skills. Each life skill has a dominant feature, but some life skills might transgress more than one domain. इसका मतलब है कि सभी एक एक जो 10 life skills है as given by the World Health Organization, सभी का एक डोमिनेंट फीचर होता है. लाइक सम पीपल आर गुड एट प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग. आज का टॉपिक इज सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी. प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग किसका? अपने लाइफ का. ओके, वी आर टीचिंग लाइफ स्किल्स, बट कुछ कुछ ऐसे लाइफ स्किल्स होते हैं विच कैन बी यूज्ड फॉर 2 or 3 और समटाइम्स मोर डोमेन. जैसे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग के साथ साथ में क्या आता है? यू जस्ट कैन नॉट सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम, यू हैव टू बी अ क्रिटिकल थिंकर एंड डिसीजन मेकिंग ऑल्सो. So, uh, problem solving is not possible without critical and creative thinking. So, let us begin today's session. What does this slide say? This slide says that what you do for your children, you're not teaching them what to do for them, but what actually your aim of teaching is, how will you make them good human beings? So please use the chat box to write why teaching life skills to a student is important. Why teaching life skill to a student is important. Yes, please write it in the chat box. As it is shown in this slide, that it is not what you do for the children, but what you have taught them to do. आपने उनको क्या सिखाया है करने के लिए, which will make them successful human beings. So, for a future society, competent, yes, to make them self-reliant, make them happy, humanity, behavioral skills. Yes, so whatever you are teaching the students through life skills actually will help the students to lead a productive life, and it also help them to improve their personal and social qualities. Life skills का मतलब ही है कि they should have a productive life, some useful life, where they are contributing in a positive way to the society. And when any person contributes in a positive way to the society, they will be having great personal and social qualities also. Personal and social qualities भी उनका higher order का होगा, so that they lead a productive life. Now, you will also agree with me that different age groups have different perspective to life skill learning. Same life skill ही हम सिखाएंगे students को. I will teach the students the same life skill, but the life skill that I will be teaching to a pre-primary student with a primary student will be very different from the same life skill that I will be teaching to the +2 students or to the college students. Is it not? Problem solving ही ले लेते हैं. What is the problem solving for a pre-primary student or a primary student? They are trying to be independent in their lives. Is it not? They're trying to manage their own things. So that is their problem solving, how they will do, how to do. And the problem solving for adolescents, उनका तो अलग ही problem होता है. They have got so much problems in their life that will come to know now. Problem solving for college students. What is their life problem? What to study, where to study, how to study. कौन सा ब्रांच लेंगे which will make me successful, something which I want, which will give me lots of money, or something which I will take it for my own intellectual satisfaction. So same problem solving skill will be taught in different way to different age groups. Okay, understood? Now the next one. So here, what does this slide say? That this is what we are in the school for, that to help the students lead a productive life outside the school, to lead outside the school. Outside the school, why is it so important? Because every time the student cannot find the teacher supporting them, the student will ultimately have to lead a life where they are able to take care of themselves. They are able to solve the problem themselves without the help of the parents, without the help of the teachers. And who will teach them how to do? Parents are, of course, doing their duty, but then the school comes into being. Why the importance of the school has become so much in teaching life skills? When we were there in the schools, हम लोग का एक moral education class होता था. Okay, बट इतना डिफाइंड डिटेल में तो नहीं होता था कि लाइफ स्किल पढ़ाएंगे, नाउ वी विल टीच दिस, नाउ वी विल टीच दैट. कॉमन जनरल होता था, is it not? And through the teachings also, through the topics also, the teachers used to teach us. Life skills are not academic subjects, but at most of the time more important than academic subjects. Without life skills, students will grow up to be hollow creatures without souls. Agree or not? आपने उनको पढ़ा दिया, but you have not taught them the life skills. Empathy नहीं सिखाया. He has made the atom bomb and he has dropped it. अगर empathy सिखाते तो he would have thought 1,000 times before using that weapon against his fellow human beings. यही होता है. This is the difference of teaching lifestyles. But अभी क्यों stress हो रहा है? Why are we stressing them now during this age? Because the demands of the society has changed. The employability has changed. Nowadays, students will not be employed only on the basis of their high grades, high scores. The soft skills are also so much important for the students to be successful in their chosen field. Competition has increased. Parents are busy. Competition is increased. That means there is so much of pressure on the students. Parents are busy because they are working to earn the money to provide a better life for the student. And the poor student, where will he go? Because nowadays, more or less, it is the nuclear families are the norms. अभी दादा दादी साथ में नहीं रहते हैं. Multiple generations don't stay together. They all have their individual independent lives. So who will teach that poor little kid how to face life, how to face challenges, how to rise up after being defeated, not defeated, after being unsuccessful? कौन सिखाएगा उसको? The school. That's why teaching life skills in the schools are so important. पहले तो दादा दादी सिखा देते थे, stories सुनाते थे, but nowadays it's not there. And look at the scary scenario that the students are facing nowadays. They have the mobile which we were trying to keep out of their reach till the last 2 years has now come into their hands, and they have become much more tech savvy than sometimes we want them to be. So they are misusing that not freedom, that tech savviness also they are misusing. They are getting lots of information. Who will guide the students towards the correct information? It is you, the teachers. Okay, so schools have to play a much wider role to enable the students to lead a satisfactory life. Maybe the definition of success has changed. Nowadays, I have a big house, I have a big car, I am having so much of bank balance. I am successful. But are you really successful? Are you really happy? How many of them will say yes? Ask your passed out students or ask yourself also. How many of you will say yes? So, what do we have to teach them? We have to teach them the life skills. Now, just think about it. There are the CSR responsibilities of the companies, corporate social responsibility. Now, the companies are also trying to reach out to the society. Their aim is only not just for profit, earning more money and then giving huge salaries to their employees, but also what responsibility they have towards the society, the philanthropic causes. Yes, philanthropy. There are companies which are going in a huge way into the philanthropy. Okay, so now life skills are abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that will enable individuals to lead effectively the demands and challenges of everyday life. Adaptive behavior means a person is flexible in its approach and is able to adapt or adjust to different circumstances. Did we teach life skill to the students before the pandemic? Yes. What was the result in the pandemic? The students had to switch on to the online classes. Did not they adapt to the online classes? Did not they sit in front of the online classes for 2 to 3 hours? Did not they start writing in the chat box? Did not they go into the different links provided by the teachers to answer the questions? They have adapted. That is called adaptive behavior. You have also adapted. Who thought of online teaching? Not the teachers, but we were pushed into it. You are adaptable. That's why you switched over to that mode and started to learn, and now you have become the masters. And who were you have adapted, but then who are leading a successful life? Those who have adapted and those who are showing a positive behavior. Every situation need not be taken, or any situation need not be thought of in a negative way. We thought that yes, we will learn and we will try to overcome the problem, and here we are. Now we have overcome the problem of online teaching. Now some teachers might be thinking that online teaching was much better than the offline teaching. Some of us might be. So that is the positive behavior. Always looking forward, face the challenges, find a ray of hope even in challenging situations. So dear friends, what are the life skills you think are important? Which life skills do you think are important? Please write in the chat box. Which life skills you think are important to be taught to the students? Please write in the chat box. Aim of education, interpersonal skills, positive thinking, adaptive nature, yes, adaptation, empathy, yes, yes, yes. Many more are coming. It is coming so, yes, positive thinking, goal setting, social skills, sympathy, helping hands. Yes. So these are the life skills which are being taught to the students and as classified by the World Health Organization. What are these? Self-awareness, problem solving, interpersonal relationships, effective communication, critical thinking, creative thinking, empathy, decision making, coping with stress, and managing emotions. These are the 10 life skills which has been given by World Health Organization, and today we will be concentrating on problem solving. So these 10 life skills are grouped under three main skills: thinking skills, social skills, and emotional skills. Where did we meet them? We met these words, we were familiar with these words when the schools were doing the CCE pattern of evaluation. Hey, Kini? Yes. Then we had to grade the students according to their thinking skills, social skills, and emotional skills. So, under the thinking skills, we have the self-awareness, problem solving, decision making, critical thinking, creative thinking. Under the social skills, we have interpersonal skills, effective communication, empathy. Under emotional skills, managing emotions and coping with stress. Today, we are into the problem solving. So all these skills are interrelated. They are not exclusive of each other. These skills are not separate, as I told you in the beginning. They are interrelated and they reinforce each other. They complement each other, they supplement each other, they reinforce each other. Okay, so since the students might be having, see what does the second part of this slide say? Together they are responsible for our psychosocial competence, build our self-esteem and self-efficacy and nurture holistic development. That means a student will have all the life skills in him, but some life skills will be more prominent. Together, they will make up the personality of a student. There are two students, both high achievers, but one has got more empathy than the other one. So उसमें आप mark करेंगे ना in that skill that okay, student A he has got B in the life skills in empathy, whereas student A has got or student 2 has got A grade. So there comes the difference. Together they will make the personality of a student or a person. So some students might have or some persons might have more of a life skill. Others are also there, but some of the life skills will be dominant in his or her nature. Some might be good at problem solving, some might be good at empathy. Together they make up a person. So a well-behaved personality will have all the life skills seeded within him in a proportionate manner. ज़्यादा भी नहीं होना चाहिए, कम भी नहीं होना चाहिए. But if all the life skills are there within a person in proportionate manner, whatever is required, it is present in him in that percentage, then that will be, or he or she will be having a well-balanced personality. Yes. Now let us go to the next one. That is, how do life skills help? Today we are concentrating on the problem solving. Problem solving means the first is that you have to be original, imaginative, and flexible. You cannot solve a problem by copying others' thoughts. You cannot. You will be a copycat. You will fail at some time. Okay, when are you going to fail? When it is the time to think creatively. Okay, you can raise questions, think critically, identify and analyze the problem. Implementation is very, very important because whatever result you have got, whatever you have identified, you should have the conviction to stand with that decision and take responsibility. That means I have taken a decision, I have taken a tough decision, I have taken a decision which is against the normal accepted norms, and I am ready to take the responsibility of its positive thing also or negative effects also. So feel comfortable with one own's self. That is important, but the third point is more important. I have taken a decision, and then if it does not work out, I blame everybody else. But you should have that conviction to say that no, I have taken the decision. Whatever will be the consequences, I will face it. That is the life skill problem solving life skill. So how to enhance the techniques in life skill? How do you teach life skill to the students? Tell me. After that, I will go to the next slide. How do you teach life skill to the students? You all are teaching life skills to the students in the school, knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously. When you are teaching the students, how you are teaching the students? Tell me. Please use the chat box. खुद को समझाना, okay? Please, how are you teaching life skills? Abhi I will open the next slide and all of you say, yes, this is what we are doing in the school. आप school में क्या करते हैं? By giving examples. Yes. Okay. More. You are doing it, teachers. You all are doing it. How? How are you teaching? Example to हुआ, but then by talking about real life stories. Yes. So now let me go to the next slide. So first is discussion. Discussion करते हैं ना आप लोग for the with the students of the higher classes. You involve exchange of ideas. What do? You go for debate, role play. Role play करते हैं आप लोग. This is the most popular one, is it not? When do you do the role play? During the assembly, sometimes you will ask the students to enact a particular story or enact a particular theme or enact a particular drama. Role play करते हैं ना? So that is the way you are teaching the life skills. You are not only enjoying one patriotic drama, actually you are teaching the role of sacrifice as the life skill. Brainstorm, higher class students के साथ you do. Storytelling. Do you tell a story to your students? भूल गए अकबर बिरबल की कहानी. These are the most common one to teach the life skills. The witty Birbal, how he had solutions for every problems. है ना? We have the Mullah Nasiruddin stories. We have the Hitopdesh. Tell stories to the students. Life skill class में वैसा ही कीजिए. Whatever you like. And stories, people love to hear stories. Students especially. So tell them the stories based on actual events or maybe even the moral stories. India is very rich in having these moral stories with the moral values. You can teach the students, so teach them. Okay. Then drama. That is what we do. Drama or the poetry recitation and all. Okay, then we do case studies again with the higher classes. Sometimes you will present them with a situation and you will ask them, what will you do? Now you will not give them the answer about what they will do. I think or ask them what they will do in such a situation, because it is a case study, and what my answer will be very different from your answer. But maybe I am also right, both are right. So in that we will have to have an open-ended discussion with the students. Miming, poetry, recitals. Okay, is it not? What do you do in the recitation classes? आप जब पोएम सुनाते हैं उनको, खूब लड़ी मर्दानी वो जो सारसी वाली रानी थी, या मुझे तोड़ के बनमाली फेंक देना उस पथ पर जिस पथ जाए बीर अनेक. In English also, there are so many nice poems, is it not? You are communicating feelings, opinions. It can be. Okay, so that is the way through poetry and recitals, questions and answers. Yes, ask them the question. Sometimes in the debate also, we just throw them a question and ask them to give either support or for. Direct questions. See what the role is. Don't criticize. Ask, try to understand what their point of view is. That is the way you teach the life skills to the students. Through games. एक तो होता है कि structured game which you are playing with the students of the pre-primary or the primary. But what about the games in the playing field? You are teaching them the life skills. What about the team spirit? You are teaching them team spirit. What about the captaincy? You are teaching them leadership. What about if the team loses? You are teaching them resilience, that get up in the next match, you fight and win. Is it not? That is the life skill you are teaching them in the games period in the field. When you are giving them the projects, group projects, you are asking them to work in groups. You are teaching them how to work collaboratively, how to respect others' decisions. This is what you are doing. So I'm telling you, you all are doing all these things without actually knowing what life skill you are teaching. But now your thought should go towards, I am teaching this to the students through this method, through this technique. Actually, what life skill am I teaching them? Yes, simulations. Okay, it is there. Songs, dances, and demonstration. Demonstration, the act of showing or making evident. These techniques to be applied depend on the life skill to be taught. आप जानेंगे कि which life skill will be explained better through which way, and sometimes combination of techniques are also used. Okay, not only one. You can use a combination of techniques and which should be age appropriate. आप एक pre-primary student या primary students को when you are teaching them the life skill and up you are going on saying or lecturing on and on and on, सुनेगा? नहीं सुनेगा. The same thing you teach them through song, dance, music, role play, they will learn. But at the end of that, you should tell them, what did we learn today? Yes. So what should be the role? Acha, there is one small video that you all.
Birbal solves a problem. Hello, Sohan. Why are you plucking mangoes from the tree? This tree belongs to me.
No, this tree is mine. I will pluck mangoes from it.
It is mine. I planted it 5 years ago.
No, it is mine. I looked after the tree for 5 years.
Enter Birbal.
Hello, Mohan and Sohan. Why are you two fighting?
Oh, hello, Birbal. Please help us. My neighbor Sohan says this is his tree, but I had planted it 5 years ago. I have looked after the sapling. I have watered it. The tree has started giving fruits. Now Sohan says that he was the one who looked after the tree for so long.
Oh, really? You're lying, Mohan. I had planted the tree. Wait, don't argue. I'll help you decide to whom the tree belongs.
Mohan and Sohan agree. Yes, please help us. Birbal strokes his chin and looks at the tree.
There is only one way to settle the matter. Pluck all the fruits from the tree and divide them equally between the two of you. Then cut down the tree and divide the wood.
Nodding happily.
Yes, yes, I think that's a good idea. Birbal, you are very clever.
With tears in his eyes. No, please don't do that. I looked after this tree like my own child. Please don't cut the tree. From today, Sohan is the owner of the tree. He can look after it. He can pluck all the fruits from it. Mohan turns to walk away.
Wait, Mohan. That's all I wanted to know. Your love for the tree shows that it belongs to you and not to Sohan. The tree will remain yours, Mohan. Sohan will be punished as he lied to me.
Yes. So that was a story of Birbal and his witty answers and presence of mind also. Remember Birbal ki khichdi? That story we enjoyed so much in when we were young. So bring back the stories which you learned during your school days, Panchatantra, the Hitopdesh, the Amar Chitra Kathas and all, and share it with the students. They will be learning life skills through that. So, what is the role of the teacher in schools for teaching the life skills? See, life skill development is a lifelong process. Okay, so what qualities the teacher should have? Teacher should be, see, the teacher should act as a role model. So, but what qualities the teacher should have? The teacher should be warm, caring, supportive, and enthusiastic. Not only enthusiastic, and अब बार बार स्टूडेंट्स को एक ही स्टोरी सुनाएंगे तो स्टूडेंट्स बोर हो जाएंगे. So you have to be resourceful also. आपको स्टोरीज पढ़ना है. I'm just asking you to read some stories to teach life skills to the students. Be resourceful, be competent enough, and have adequate knowledge about the adolescents and the positive role model for students. This is what you have to do. It is a challenging but rewarding job. Is it not? When you teach life skills to the students, आपको लगेगा कि ये तो कुछ सीख ही नहीं रहा है. But it may not have an effect immediately, positive effect immediately. But when he goes out of the school and then he comes back and tells us how successful he has been, how happy he is, then you feel the pride that ye to mera student tha. And he also acknowledges you. So it is a challenging but a very rewarding job to teach life skills to the student when your students turn out to be a well-rounded personality. And what should the school do? What is the responsibility of the school? The responsibility is the school should provide a friendly, supportive, stimulating, and structured learning environment. Everything should be planned. ऐसा नहीं कि haphazard आज ये life skill कर दे, suddenly मन हुआ कि दूसरा life skill कर दे. No, it should be structured. It should be there in the syllabus that you make, and it should be there in a planned way, promoting mutual respect and individual empowerment, encouraging collaboration amongst teachers and students, and strengthening community action in the schools. These are very, very important for the schools to provide the positive learning environment for life skills, to help the teachers teach life skills to the students. So, what is the importance of life skill? As we have discussed, a few points. Promotes positive attitude and behavior, communication abilities, promotes healthy decision making, prevents negative and high risk behavior, promotes greater sociability, teaches anger control, Yes, most important. The adolescents, they are so angry. They don't know what they're angry at, but they're angry at everything. You tell them something, they will snap at you. They don't listen to the parents also. They don't listen to their teachers also. They fight with their friends also. And at the end of the day, that student will be sitting in a corner and sulking. And he does, and if you ask him what is he angry at, he just cannot say. So with life skills, we have to teach him how to control his anger, increase self-esteem and self-confidence, and improve academic performance. So life skills are an integral part of life. Psychosocial abilities, they enable psychosocial abilities, and they help us to meet the challenges of life. Most importantly, what to do, why to do, how to do, and when to do. This is important. When to do is very, very important. Okay, when to do, just a second. When to do is very, very important. Okay, he has to apply the correct life skill in the correct situation. So next one, just a second. So life skills are developed as constructive processing of information. The teacher has to reflect on a real life situation and contents. Whenever possible, experiential learning has to be shared with the students for enhancing teaching of life skills. This is what this slide says. It says that life skills are developed as a result of constructive processing of information, impression, encounters, and experiences, both individual and social, that are part of one's daily life, and rapid changes that occur in the course of one's life. So, problem solving. What is problem solving? Please write it in the chat. So, what you feel? What when you use the word problem solving, what definition comes to you? The first thought that comes to you, problem solving. So, problem solving is making decisions and solving problems are the two key areas in your life. Okay, just a second. Why this screen is coming here? I don't understand. Okay, so making decisions and solving problems are two key areas in your life. Whether प्रॉब्लम क्या आता है खाली do you face problem only in your workplace? Don't you face problem in your personal life? Don't you have problem at your home? So whether you are at home or at the workplace, we are faced with countless decision making situations. आपको decision लेना है whether to do this or whether to do that in our lives. Some problems might be large, some might be small, and the ability to take a good decision can help one become happier. When you take the correct decision, you become happier, and then you are good at human relations. So all these skills are important ingredients for building a positive human relations at work. Remember, at work and in our personal lives also, it cannot be that you solve all the problems at your work, but at home you are the most detested person because of your attitude, and vice versa. It cannot be. Then you will not be successful in your life. So let us concentrate today on the problems faced by the adolescents, because that is the most critical group in the school, and most indiscipline are also done by these adolescents because they are confused. They don't know, because they are fighting that inner battle of selecting the decision, correct decision. Which should I, where should I go, what should I do? So that is what they are trying to do. So problem solving, what happens when the problems are allowed to linger? I don't want to go into that problem. Let it go, let it be there. Mera kya hai? But what happens when problems are allowed to linger? You have to deal constructively with problems in your lives, because significant problems that are left unresolved can cause mental stress. When people are under mental stress, I'm talking about students also, I'm talking about you also. Solve your problems. You are under mental stress, you are under tension. So what does it give rise to? Headache, body ache, different types of ailments. which will go away only if you start smiling and solving your problems. It affects our behavior. Somebody will say that, Ari, that person is so fighter cock type of a person. So why fighter cock? Because he is not solving his problem. Maybe he is troubled somewhere. That's why. Okay, so it affects our behaviors, it affects our interpersonal relationships. What happens to the students? You have seen that the maximum decrease in the grades, the maximum fall in the grades happens with the adolescents. पढ़ते नहीं हैं. That is the main complaint from the parents. Even if they're physically present, mentally they're somewhere else. So they lose focus in academics. They have adjustment problems. They're fighting with everybody. And likewise. So let us see what they are. So problem solving is a student-centered strategy which requires students to become active participants in the learning process. What learning process? Life skill learning process. Okay, the teacher will only guide the students. See, you cannot teach them in a, just this is right, you do it. This is wrong, you don't do. Don't smoke because that is wrong. Don't go out in the, don't stay away late in the night because that is wrong. You cannot teach it in that way, right or wrong, because nowadays students don't accept. So you will have to find the correct solution by active involvement of the students, by using life examples resulting in meaningful experiences, which will act as a strong motivation for the students to follow. अगर आप उनको experiential way of learning से सिखाएंगे, then the students will start following the scientific procedure for problem solving and in all his future undertakings. So what is that problem solving approach? It is a scientific approach. ठीक है? Okay. So now let us see what is that scientific process. The scientific process says identify the problem. First, you try to understand what the problem is. You means even tell the students to understand, because problems might be resulting from an opinion also. Is there a real problem or just this is a clash of opinion? That you will have to see. You have to then specify the underlying causes for the problem. And then what are the factions involved for the information? Then you state the problem clearly. I'm still in identifying the problems. Okay, then you state the problem clearly. Then you see what is getting violated, which part of the school life or the home life or his social life is getting violated. That will be the problem. And don't give solutions without the data. Now let us come to the explore information and create ideas. Number 2, explore information. You will not evaluate the alternatives. Now you will only collect the alternatives. One problem might be having various solutions. Don't come to say that, no, this is the correct one without evaluating. You are not evaluating the solutions. You are asking the students to note down the alternate solutions. Okay, involve all the students in the problem, or not if it is a common problem. If it is only for the student, maybe you, the student, the parents, and the teachers might be there, other teachers. Okay, brainstorm, try to find out the ideas and seek alternatives that can solve the problem. Now comes to the next one, select the best idea. How will you select the best idea? Evaluate the alternatives that you have collected in point number 2. Evaluate the ideas related to the or relative to the set standard, which is going to give you the best possible correct answer or best possible correct decision. Okay, all the alternatives have to be evaluated without bias. Remember, as I said, it is a scientific approach. Scientific approaches don't have bias, they are based on data. So without bias, you will evaluate all and come to the conclusion. Okay, and evaluate the proven and the possible outcomes. Build and test the idea. Okay, you have to see what is the possible outcome. You test the idea, and when you test the idea, then you will go to evaluating the results. Evaluating the results, yes, try out your plan. Does it solve the problem? Yes, the idea is working. Does it not solve the problem? No. Try another plan. Which plan will you try? You have selected the best idea which you thought it will work, but then you have collected other ideas here. Okay, so again, go back to this point and again come down this way. Plan out what you are going to do. Try your plan. Does it solve the problem? Yes. Does it not solve the problem? Go back and then try to find it. So this is what is being shown in the chart. Okay, so why? It helps to develop problem solving skills. It helps to develop higher order thinking skills for the students, the critical thinking, open mindedness, wise judgment. Not only that, a keen sense of responsibility, because why? As I said, owning up to the decision. If it goes wrong, I will take the responsibility. If it goes fine, then also I will enjoy. Okay, these are the resourcefulness or the originality skills which have to be developed within the students. The students learn to accept the opinions and evidences which are shared by others, because that was the brainstorming session. So let us come to the next one. It just shows you the issues faced by the adolescents. There are some issues which are faced by the adolescents. I'm just telling them. Schools mein kya hota hai? There are two groups which are fighting. Maybe sometimes inside the school, sometimes outside the school. Two groups of boys, or maybe girls also. And one will try to be the leader of the group, the alpha male or the alpha female. And what are they fighting for? They want to lead the group and they want the attention of the opposite sex. Adolescents mein to yahi hota hai. And then they start fighting. Okay, man against nature, problem solving. So this is one situation, man against nature, problem solving. Suddenly there is a flood. Okay, and every year it gets inundated, or there has been a cloud burst and the areas got flooded. Then you need the problem solving skills that you will have to teach the students. Man against himself, another very common one with adolescents. I am not good looking, I am being bullied, I want to be smart. So they will come to the school with weird hairstyle. They will think themselves to be very smart. Some of them will start pitying themselves. Yes, because this is also the age where lots of changes come into the boys and girls. They after that they become man and women. So lots of changes are there, and with that comes the inferiority complex. Also, they bully each other. So man against himself. Okay, so don't let the students suffer from inferiority complex. It is a life skill. Respect yourself. Man against society. It is about swimming in the river without adult supervision. We can just say that if the society does not permit boys and girls to mingle together, but they are mingling, what do? Man against society. Society says you are not supposed to smoke. You are not supposed to use any intoxicating material. You are not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. And what do these adolescents say? They will try to break the rules, is it not? So you will have to teach the students. So adolescents are concerned by the looks, acceptance amongst peers. As I said, the alpha male alpha female syndrome. They are prone to risk taking when it is man against a society. What are they doing actually by smoke? I'm just taking that simple example of smoking amongst boys. What are they trying to do? They're actually going to take some risk. Rebellious attitude, is it not? Try to talk to them. Their parents will say, the more I say, the more he believes his friends. Yes, they will believe their friend more than what you say, what their parents say. So how will you guide the students in that situation? Okay, so this is another role play situation which the students can go into. You can even discuss it with their with the class, that suddenly you find that your friend has stopped talking in the class. Somebody has become very quiet. I'm talking about the adolescents. Okay, very quiet. Problem solving, you are going into the problem solving. Will you go and directly ask the student? Sometimes yes, depends. Okay, but then most of the time no, you will try to collect information from his friends. Some of them, when as they grow, we all say that, okay, he has got into bad company, or has having a very bad nature, he's stealing things. No, these are problems of growing up. If you show him or her the correct path, definitely he or she will be brought back into the mainstream society, and they might become very, very successful individuals. Why I'm saying this? Because most of the successful individuals are not the toppers of your class. Most of them are, or maximum of them are, the average students of the class. They will come back to you. So open these above situations with the students and discuss. Okay, you can ask the students to help each other. As a teacher, you should be at the background, giving them the correct direction. Okay, students, why, and where, as I said in the previous slide, they listen to their peer groups. So why not use that peer group for your teaching of life skills? Why not use the peer group positively? So share the issues with the friends. They will share the issue with the friends. That is why I said that talk to his friend. Try to take somebody into confidence. So the peer group is very, very important. The next slide says that how can I help you helping your peers? Okay, you have to become friendly with the students. Now, definitely he or she is not going to take you as your friend. He is not going to make you a member of his peer group because of the age gap. He knows that. But if you are friendly with the students, if one student in that group is facing the problem, they will share it with the other students of the group, then coming to you. And that third person or the second person will come to you and tell you, such he or she was doing like this. So instead of gossiping about that, your character and nature as a teacher should be that let me try to teach him some life skills. Okay, so that is what students can share, discuss, feeling, ideas, information, and knowledge. Suppose you're not able to approach that student directly, you can tell his peer group to share the positive behavior with his student, or you can try to influence that student using the peer groups. So that is what it has to be there. Students can teach their friends to say no to the things that might have negative consequences after discussing reasons and motivations. Why smoking is bad, why drinking is bad. Tell them about, discuss it openly without taking anybody's name. Show them the examples, real life situations. So students will say no because my peer group says no. I don't want to be outside the group. The most effective way of teaching a student, or the most scary situation for a student, is that I don't have a peer group, or I will be out of my peer group. My peer group does this, so I have to act bad. Whereas the other peer group does good, push him into that group. So that is what peer groups have lots of influence on a particular student. Student can give pressure that will stop one from doing harm to self or others. Talking. Tell the peer group to talk. You are not focusing on only one student, you're focusing on the peer group. As I said, use the peer group to your advantage. So if the students are in a peer group, say that yes, you will not say it in front of the student that I will use you. No, through your unsaid language, through your body language, you have to use them for your advantage. Okay, why it is more effective? As I was just taking, they see each other more often, they enjoy each other's company, they understand each other's feelings and motivation. Yes, they say nobody understands me. What does an adolescent say? Nobody understands me. He will go and confide in his friend. Is it not? So, and they don't form judgments. We adults are prone to making judgments. You talk to his friend, somebody has done bad, but his friends will come and say, no, teacher, he was not bad, or she's not bad. He might have done this, but he's not bad from her. So they don't form judgments. So when they don't form judgments, let us mold them in a positive way. Okay, they can keep secrets. Whose secrets? Your secrets. As a teacher's secret, they can share the feeling of trust and confidentiality. And when they win, it is the we feeling. The we. They would rather seek help from the peers than their families and friends. Okay, so here there is another small video. Let us just watch it. It is about problem solving. The problem solving enables us to deal constructively with a problem in your life. As they said, there will be problems in the life. They just cannot wish them away. Face them. It will help us to lead the life in an optimistic way. There is always a solution to every problem. And students who acquire problem solving skills can prove to be very productive and responsible. So, coming to the conclusion, be brave. Tell the students to be brave. Take them to take risk. What risk do they have to take? They have to take or try out new ideas. That is the risk that they will take. Nothing can substitute experiential teaching. Okay, so be brave, try out new ideas, and use the experiential teaching as much as you can. So thank you all for this session. Those who have stayed continuously for minimum 45 minutes will definitely get their certificates, and hope that all of you will use the problem solving skills to solve your problems and the students problems also in, and will make the students into successful human beings. Thank you all for staying with me. Thank you. If you have any questions, now I can answer that. You can use the chat box if you're not able to unmute yourself. No attendance link will be sent. Attendance will be downloaded automatically if you have stayed for minimum of 45 minutes. So ऐसा नहीं कि 45 minutes हो गया और bye bye. So when you have stayed for 45 minutes, you can stay for 15 minutes more for each and every session, and you will take back the learning which is to be applied in your life, in the student's life, for betterment of both you as a teacher, as a person, and the student in his life also. There is no attendance link. No, there is no attendance link. I'm repeating it every time. There is no attendance link. Attendance is downloaded automatically. The certificate will be available. Please ask your school. If you are a new joinee, the school must have registered for the certificate portal, and you have to give your mail ID. Remember, the mail ID that you are using to log into the WebEx should be same as the mail ID which you will use for generation of the certificates. So if those two match, certificates can be easily downloaded. So please ensure, please tell your friends also to use the same mail ID for logging on to the WebEx and for registering for the certificate. The registration for the certificate will be done at the school level first. And then all of you will be getting a password which you can use for downloading the certificates. Yes, participants, you can leave now. I hope you all enjoyed the session. Attendance link will not be given, ma'am. It is automatically downloaded. Thank you all.